I thought I was prepared before I come to China, and I was completely wrong. I was born and raised in China, but I haven't actually lived in China for almost 20 years. And this summer, I spent some proper time in China. And guess what? I've learned so much about China. China isn't just advanced. It feels like a different timeline altogether, like you stepped into the future. And the craziest part is that people here treat it as completely normal. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I learned about China and why you should be interested and why the world is all playing catch up with China. So watch till the end because you won't regret it. Hi friends, if you're new here, my name is Ziying Zhu. I'm a banker turned etiquette and peak performance coach. On this channel, you will find many useful things about all things etiquette, personal development, self-improvement, and cross-cultural etiquette, and anything that makes you a better person. I can't wait to dive into the video with you today. First, artificial intelligence and technology. When people in the West talk about AI, it's kind of framed as this futuristic thing that's coming soon or a debate about ethics and regulations. And in China, it's already here. If you think about it, we use ChatGPT a lot in the West, of course. And in China, there are so many AI apps that are so advanced, DeepSeek and many other AI apps. My 8-year-old niece asked me, "Auntie, do you use Doubao by any chance?" Doubao is a very popular AI app in China, and even little kids are using it. It's literally part of everyday life. And if you think about it, Chinese people are naturally so hardworking, diligent, and they're so good with data and research. And because we're so competitive, everything just moves so much more smoother when it comes to getting things done. And if you think about it, even in ChatGPT, some of the leading engineers who made it work are actually engineers with Chinese background, let alone all the engineers in China who work on these AI apps. And because technology is so easily accessible, my parents are both in their 60s, and in their house, they literally voice control so many things. I was shocked, and I wasn't using that in the UK, but because it's so easily accessible, they're not necessarily the best at tech, not even close, but they can easily make tech work for them because it's so easy and so accessible, and that is so refreshing to see. Number 2, convenience. We really have to talk about this one because this really shocked me on a personal level. When I was in Shanghai, this one evening I was having dinner with my cousin and his wife at 9 p.m. and his wife said, "I'm going to get my nails done at home at 10 p.m. So a technician came literally at 10 p.m. with all the equipment to do her eyelash extensions and her nails. Cat eye, by the way. And apparently this is like on demand 24/7. It's same for massage or anything that you want. Shopping is the same. You have this crazy amount of options that you find online on all the smallest of things, and delivery is often next day. And delivery services are so optimized. The drivers are constantly sprinting, not walking, sprinting. And the prices, they're so much cheaper than you could ever imagine. This level of convenience isn't just about speed, it's a lifestyle. People don't waste time on logistics or errands, and they have the services to handle the smallest tasks, so they can do so much more. You can even ask someone to show you around Disneyland if you don't have someone to go to. My cousin told me that. And if you experience this once in your life, you start thinking, why the rest of the world is not catching up? And there are so many incredible things you wouldn't even be able to imagine the level of things that could make your life so much more convenient. For example, you don't have to make a lot of money to live in a really expensive house to literally voice control everything. You can voice control opening your curtains, closing your curtains, turning on the TV, turning on the AC, turning off the lights, whatever it is. You can make everything so convenient and intelligent just because it exists. And in the West, you probably need to be at a different level of wealth in order to achieve that. But in here, absolutely no need. And you can also ask someone to come to your house and cook food for you. And shopping online is also like incredibly convenient because they always have this like 7-day, no excuse, no questions asked return guarantee. So you can literally order everything and order delivery to your house. And if you don't like it, just return it. I really feel like the people here are living a very convenient life, and they feel like a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to achieve if they're at the same level of a lifestyle standard in the West is just not even comparable. I'm not even realizing that this is actually not normal. Next up, electric cars, a glimpse into the future. Here's the thing, I feel like it's a bit of a revolution here because most of the taxis that I took here are electric cars that's sleek, silent, efficient, and really good price. We're talking about $10,000 to $15,000 for a really good looking one, a really nice one. And the infrastructure is everywhere for the charging. And the charging costs are very low. We're talking about $3 to $4 per charge, and the infrastructure is absolutely everywhere. If you compare that to most of the Western countries where electric cars are still a bit of a luxury, charging stations are very rare and the government are struggling with the rollouts. But in China, it's the mainstream. The government heavily subsidized EVs from early stage, and now the domestic brands like BYD and NIO dominates everywhere, and there's so many other incredible brands that are really good products as well. And did you know that last year BYD actually sold more vehicles than Tesla did? And that's barely even something that's discussed outside China. And the difference is really clear. In many countries, EVs are a bit of a political debate, but in China, they're just normal life. And that's the real definition of being ahead. And Didi is really super convenient. It really shows you exactly what you need to know about the driver's location. And Didi is incredibly easy to use, and there are so many cars around all the time. And on average, just take literally a few minutes, no matter where you are. Comparing to other countries with Uber, it's not even that convenient. But with Didi in China, there are so many cars out there, and you always feel like I can always find a car wherever I go within a few minutes. And it's really accurate as to where the car is. And those electric cars are so advanced inside, it will literally blow your mind so much. For example, you have to really pay a lot to get really nice leather chair with massage sort of function in the Western world. But in China, with like $30,000 or $40,000, you can easily get a car with a really nice seats and massage sort of function. And on these electric cars, what I find really fascinating is that they always have this like really big screen in the middle where you can have the map on one side and everything else on this side. And on the screen, you can even play like movies or TV series if you want to. Obviously not for the driver, but for the passenger. And these cars really don't cost a lot. Here's another thing that really surprises me. There are a lot of driverless cars for delivery. So they would go and deliver some stuff with no passengers inside because they want to be extra careful. And apparently they will even tell you before they go, they will be saying, okay, I'm leaving, see you later. And they can detect the hazards around them, be it like a motorist or a car or a human, and then they will deliver whatever they're set to deliver at the right time with no driver inside. This is incredible to see. Next up is the short videos culture. It's literally a nation on Douyin. In case you never heard about Douyin, it's the Chinese version of TikTok. We all know that TikTok has really changed the world, but just think that TikTok is actually the international version of Douyin, which started in China. Guess how many daily users they have? 800 million. Let me say that again, daily. And how much time do they spend on it on average? Do you want to take a guess? 2 hours a day. On average. It tells me that there are so many people that spend way more than 2 hours on it per day. It's so ingrained into their daily life that even train station, I heard announcements saying, please watch your step and don't watch short videos when you're walking. And just imagine a public announcement reminding you to not get too absorbed on your feed. It's not just entertainment though. People use it for literally everything, shopping, learning news, or even booking travel, borrowing money. It's a one-step lifestyle platform, and honestly, it made me believe that the rest of the world is still adapting to the short-form content, and China has already built a society around it. And what really surprised me is the sort of going live feature. Of course, you see that on Instagram and TikTok and any other platforms as well, but in Douyin, shopping from like a live stream is just a daily activity. My mom would buy anything from watching live, anything from clothes or like even fruit and everyday goods. And sometimes those bloggers will be doing live stream to sell their products 8 to 10 hours in a day. That kind of work ethic is crazy. And those that have done really well are making crazy amount of money. We're talking about probably billions in a year, because China has such a massive population base, and people spend so much time watching videos and getting absorbed and making purchase decisions on it. It's really, really incredible to see. It's dominating the entire country. And there are so many different platforms. You have Douyin, Little Red Book, 小红书, and Bilibili, and so many other ones. And there are so many really incredible things that you can do on there. And it really helped change lives as well. So for example, there are a lot of people, they probably live in the very much rural area and they've been farming all their life and they never really left their hometown. But now with the power of the short videos, they can go live and sell what they produce from their farmland and really help them getting out of poverty. And literally everyone can be a bit of an influencer, because in the Western world, it still feels like we have a bit of a sort of stereotype of what influencers should look like. We think of like a model-looking girl going to fancy hotels and holidays with fancy cars and bags. But in China, literally anyone can be an influencer. You can literally talk about your everyday life, what you're cooking for breakfast every single morning for your kids. That could be content, and people really love watching it. And you can find your audience no matter what your niche is. And another thing is that I feel like the algorithm here is super, super powerful. It just keeps you addicted on scrolling on the app all the time. Apparently there's some sort of algorithm that tells you that within the 5th video that you watch, you're going to like it. And by the 50th video that you watch, you're going to buy something from me. That's how powerful it is. And another thing is shopping on it. I don't mean just buying from like live stream. Of course, that's a huge deal. But another thing I find really interesting is that you can buy what we call 团购, as in similar to Groupon, but a million times more powerful. You can literally find super, super cheap things. For example, 1 penny for grilled fish. Literally just to prove a point that I have this products, come to my restaurant and try it out. Or try my gym for like £2 per day. Because we're going by the vast amount of people, they can make it super cheap and super affordable. People can literally do everything on there. It's really incredible. Last but certainly not the least, competition is the culture of nature, and is something that we call, which basically means that's this huge amount of competition. This word means involution. It describes this endless cycle of people competing harder and harder without an easy way out. You see everywhere you go to a store, ask for a small question, any slightest interest of their product, they ask for a WeChat, and they will constantly be calling you and texting you for the products, because they really have to go out there and compete with their competitors to grab every single opportunity to find a customer. And delivery drivers, they don't just deliver, they literally sprint. Every time you see them, they're literally running, because if they don't get the order, the next guy will. The level of hustle here is really unmatched. It's inspiring, but also it's a little bit overwhelming. On one hand, it pushes the innovation and services quality sky high. On the other hand, it creates this environment where everyone is constantly pushing themselves to the limit. And as a visitor, you can really feel that energy literally everywhere you go. You go to a university, you have to compete with so many people, work super hard in order to pass the exam. And after university, you thought you could finally breathe? Absolutely not, because when it comes to the job market, it takes so much for you to get a job, because the competition is huge. You're competing not just with people from top universities in China, but also students from top universities in America, in Harvard, and the UK, in Oxford, Cambridge. It's such a huge competition. And now, okay, you get married and your kids are going to school. Yes, you're competing with other people's kids. It's such huge competition everywhere you go. And another thing that's really interesting is that if you work in a really highly competitive environment like Huawei or Baidu, some of the tech companies, they have this thing called 996. What does that mean? It means that you start working at 9 a.m., you finish at 9 p.m., and you work 6 days a week. Yes, that's just the norm, because that's what the environment is, because everyone's so competitive. If you don't do that, there will be other people who want to do that. They will tell you that if you work until a certain time, your food will be covered by the company, and if you work till even later, your taxi will be covered. So it's really incredible how competitive everything is. And it just naturally makes you a really driven person, and everyone is just like not only working on their main job. A lot of people have a lot of side hustles because they're always in this environment of wanting to achieve more, which is healthy, but at the same time, very demanding. So those are the 5 things that really shocked me the most about China and why it's so much more advanced than the rest of the world. The technology, AI, the convenience, electric cars, the short video culture, and this relentless competition literally everywhere you go. And traveling here has really been eye-opening. It made me really realize that while much of the world debates the future, China is actually kind of already living in it. And the question is, can the rest of us keep up? Or are we just destined to always be a step behind? I'd love to hear what you think. So does this sound exciting or maybe even a little bit too much? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, I know you will absolutely love my video about Chinese dining etiquette because Chinese people are known for their amazing food. So click the link on the video here to watch that video. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for much more amazing content like this. And I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye for now.